I'm wearing football pads because this week's Torah portion hits harder than the Nephilim, and apparently they keep respawning like it's a glitch in the biblical matrix. Hike! Hike! Yeah, I know. Football helmets, shoulder pads. Why? Because this week's Torah portion, Va'eth Canaan, is basically Moses running the final 2-minute drill of his life, calling plays from the sideline, and the team still keeps forgetting the playbook. So I dress for impact. Quick biblical fun fact. It's unlikely Moses wrote Deuteronomy. I mean, the man's death and burial are described in the book. If Moses wrote that, that's some next level autobiography. And even if he did write most of it, the voice at the beginning is clearly a narrator. So either Moses wrote his own eulogy or someone else did the editing pass. This week opens with Moses begging, pleading across the Jordan, and God says no. This echoes Genesis 3, where boundaries protect more than they restrict. It echoes Genesis 6, where clarity prevents chaos. It echoes Genesis 8, where reset moments matter. It echoes Genesis 11, where unity can build or break. And if you read in the King James Version, you'll notice repeated vocabulary. Hear, keep, commandments, statutes, do, and observe. It's like the KJV is yelling, listen, keep, do, observe, which is basically every coach I ever had. Yeah, and honestly, I wore my football pads and my running gear because reading Deuteronomy sometimes feel like I'm getting tackled by commentary. Moses is like, "Hear, O Israel." And I'm like, bro, I'm trying. Now the giants, look, I'm not here to debate whether they was human, hybrid, or just biblical linebackers. I'm just waiting for somebody to explain why they keep popping up. I mean, after the flood, the play, everything's wiped out. Then suddenly, these are the last of the giants in Deuteronomy. Then David fights the giants. What's the play? Then another one shows up in 2 Samuel. Then the apostle Jude bring it up again. Then 2 Peter picks up the thread like we supposed to be following it. Meanwhile, every church I ever been to skims past Genesis 6 like nothing to see here. I'm just saying, if giants keep showing up in the Bible, maybe the Bible is trying to tell us something. And I'm over here in football pads like, yo, put me in, coach. Then we got 10 words from Genesis 1. When Moses re-gives the 10 words, it's not just law, it's Genesis 1 all over again. Order out of chaos, light out of darkness, structure out of swirling confusion. And honestly, that's marriage, parenting, and spiritual life in one sentence. Turn up. Let's go ahead and deal with the Haftarah this week, Isaiah 40. And Isaiah 40 comes in like the world's gentlest coach. Comfort my people, not by ignoring pain, but by reminding us of the God who stretched out the heavens. Same God who spoke light in Genesis 1, same God who speaks comfort now, amen. So, as we wrap up this week's Torah portion, Va'et Hanan, Moses pleaded, God set boundaries, Israel received order, giants kept showing up for no reason, and you and I, we just trying to run the playbook without getting spiritually sacked. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and if you see any giants this week, tell them I said I'm busy.